10 most valuable wrestlers on WWE Raw right now. 2025 is a big year for the WWE, and the company is not hesitating to kick things off in style. January 6th, 2025 marks the night that Netflix becomes Monday Night Raw's home. Expectations are high as Raw debuts on Netflix, especially after the Netflix kickoff show teased what WWE's calendar year will look like moving forward on the streaming service. Most importantly, there are high expectations for a select few WWE Superstars expected to play the most valuable roles for Raw in 2025. These are the superstars who not only made an impact in 2024 but are expected to strive even further in 2025. Some honorable mentions are Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes, and Bianca Belair, who are featured prominently in the Netflix promotion but aren't official members of Raw's roster. John Cena is worth mentioning for his farewell tour, but it's more important to focus on Raw's most consistent flag bearers of 2024 who are ready to carry that momentum into 2025. 10. Jey Uso. If 2023 was Jey Uso's breakout year, then 2024 cemented that he officially arrived to stay in the main event picture, and it's not just because he goes by main event Jey Uso now. Having broken away from the Bloodline on SmackDown, he slowly started to carve out a name for himself on Raw. A wave and a YET catchphrase was all it took to solidify Jey as the complete package. He won the Intercontinental Championship and, at Backlash, France, arguably gave the crowd the most frenetic entrance of the year. 2025 looks bright for main event Jey, both in singles competition and tag team competition since he's realigned with Jimmy Uso. Some predict a tag team match at Mania for Jey, either against Kevin Owens and Drew McIntyre or Tama Tonga and Jacob Fatu. But don't be surprised if a world title comes Jey's way before the year is over. 9. The New Day. The New Day's decade of positivity came to a close when they unceremoniously kicked Big E out of the group and, effectively, kicked him while he was down by ridiculing his neck injury. This wouldn't be the first time that Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston worked collectively as a heel stable, but to do so with such a drastic character change is most impressive. It's especially impressive considering how the New Day has received the loudest boos every week off the basis of that one moment. Despite becoming Raw's most hated heel act, they aren't ranked any higher because their 2025 doesn't have a clear trajectory for where they could go next. Tag titles would be the obvious assumption, but to go for tag team gold after getting this over as heels almost feels like a step backward. Still, though, New Day are worth keeping an eye on for the new year. 8. Gunther. It's not easy for a wrestler to maintain momentum after losing their undefeated winning streak on the main roster, but Gunther managed to do just that. After 666 days as Intercontinental Champion, his reign came to an end in a shocking upset to Sami Zayn at WrestleMania XL. The ring general retained his awe-inspiring presence by winning the King of the Ring tournament, followed by a world title win. Some of his most compelling work came as a character trying to redeem his downturns as a champion, like by defeating Sami Zayn in a world title match. Gunther has exceeded expectations on the mic, and his in-ring work has given WWE some of its best matches of 2024. While he doesn't have an obvious trajectory going into 2025, viewers can expect him to continue a reign of dominance against whoever steps up to him next. 7. IYO SKY. An argument can be made for IYO SKY being, arguably, the MVP of WWE's women's division for 2024. She walked into the year as SmackDown's women's champion and de facto leader of Damage Control, with her reign ending on a high note at WrestleMania. Her match with Bayley nearly stole the show on the grandest stage of all. Some of the best women's matches of the year featured IYO SKY in some capacity, especially after moving to Raw. IYO SKY proved to be captivating in whatever role she's put in, as she's made a believable contender and champion to world titles, while managing to steal the show just as easily in singles matches. Like in 2024, Sky could be 2025's dark horse pick to become Raw's most valuable player. 6. Bron Breakker. 2024 marked Bron Breakker's official call-up to the main roster from NXT. 2 dominant runs as NXT champion pegged Bron early on as a star to watch out for, and since coming to Raw, he has yet to disappoint. Currently, in his second reign as Intercontinental Champion, Bron has excelled further than most athletes at his age in his position have. He's become something of a beloved tweener, sporting the attitude of a dog with enough bite to go around, and the crowd is eating it up. He's fun to watch in the ring, on the mic, and as seen in his feud with Jey Uso about family lineage, can be wholly captivating in a storyline. Breakker genuinely has the potential to become one of WWE's leading stars. As late 2024 teased a feud with World Champion Gunther, that may happen sooner than later. 5. The Judgment Day. After kicking Rhea Ripley and Damian Priest out of the group, Judgment Day underwent a drastic makeover, bringing in Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez. With that makeover has come a power struggle, with Finn Balor appointing himself the de facto leader, despite some tension with Liv and additional infighting in the group. While dissension could mean the end of one of WWE's greatest factions, the future looks bright for its members. Balor himself has used his feud with Priest to skyrocket himself back into world title contention, while Liv Morgan has been the IT girl of 2024, dominating the division at every turn. Even Dom Mysterio has a bright future, as one of Raw's most hated stars is starting to get cheers in some arenas. Judgment Day was dominant in 2024, and even if their run is over, the stars within it are bound for success in 2025. 4. Drew McIntyre. Not many went into 2024 having Drew McIntyre as such a high marquee attraction in 2024, but the moment he told CM Punk that he prayed for this, and it happened, following the straight-edge Superstars injury, McIntyre solidified himself as one of Raw's best heels. Or, as some fans affectionately call him, Hater of the Year. This culminated in him winning the world title at WrestleMania and having arguably the best match and feud of the year with CM Punk. Heading into 2025, McIntyre continues to be a huge talking point in his new arc as a proverbial Bloodline Hunter. He's taken out Jey Uso and Sami Zayn, and a match with Jey Uso is booked for the Netflix premiere. Roman Reigns is next on his hit list, but he's also planted seeds for a feud with WWE Champion Cody Rhodes, along with a potential alliance with Kevin Owens. 3. Seth Rollins. On the road to WrestleMania XL, The Rock cut a scathing promo on Seth Rollins, suggesting that the then-world heavyweight champion wasn't special enough to have any influence or mention in WWE's negotiations with Netflix. It feels like Rollins has worked hard to prove the people's champion wrong ever since. He emerged as unquestionably the MVP of WrestleMania weekend, mangling his body to play pivotal roles in both main events. Meanwhile, on Raw, his feud with CM Punk has been WWE's hottest rivalry in 2024, while Rollins continued to have notable matches and feuds with the likes of Bronson Reed and Sami Zayn. Despite Rock's assessment, it's hard to underestimate Rollins' value and star power heading into 2025. Especially as contrary to Dwayne Johnson's beliefs, Rollins is featured pretty prominently in Netflix's advertisements. 2. Rhea Ripley. Rhea Ripley entered 2024 as Women's Champion, only to surrender it a week after WrestleMania due to an injury suffered by Liv Morgan. Even in her absence, Ripley's name hung heavy over the women's division, as fans speculated when she'd return after Liv became the new champion and started courting her daddy Dom. Despite failing to win back the title, she was always in the title picture, even pinning the champ inside War Games. Rhea Ripley has maintained the same aura for the women's division as Stone Cold Steve Austin once had for the Attitude Era. She just has to arrive, raise hell, then leave to get a major pop. Even when she's off-screen, fans are eagerly anticipating when her music will hit again. In a new Netflix era, Ripley is still WWE's most popular women's wrestler, and thus is even more likely to win gold again as she's heavily featured in Netflix promos. 1. CM Punk. It's a testament to CM Punk's skill as a wrestler that he managed to take part in two of the most talked about feuds of the year while on the injured list. For anybody else, an injury would be a setback, but with a torn tricep, Punk continued to create memorable moments and promos with Seth Rollins and Drew McIntyre. Then, once back in action, he had arguably the match of the year with McIntyre inside Hell in a Cell, alongside teasing a match with Roman Reigns. In 2025, the sky is truly the limit for CM Punk. Along with rumors that he could be facing Reigns at Mania, Punk as a character has made it his mission statement that he wants to punch a ticket for himself to the show of show's main event. Then, the mystery surrounding this favor Paul Heyman owes him remains. Injured or not, CM Punk was undoubtedly WWE's Raw MVP.